Today I will be showing you how to make these 3D Minecraft creeper. They should be able to stand up for you on their own. And I'm going to make this exact one in this video. And you can make it any color you want. You can make it dual color. You'll need about 180 single rubber bands. So let's get started. First, you're going to make his feet. And you'll need a total of 4. I've made 3 and I'm going to show you how to make 1. Taking 2 single rubber bands, you're coming from the center peg down 1, again with 2 single rubber bands, coming on the side down 1, and you'll do that 2 more times on both rows with 2 single rubber bands. And now you're going to take 2 black rubber bands and closing it off like that, taking a single black, and you're going to cap the left side, the end peg, by looping it 4 times total. Taking a single rubber band, the same color as the body, and we're going to, those are our holding rubber bands, single, double. So we have 2 holding rubber bands going diagonally like that. Go under the cap band, grab the top 2 blacks, and looping it right onto itself, creating the teardrop. And you can do either row now. I'm doing my center row, looping it all the way up to the very top center peg. Now my left row, same thing. Just reaching in, grabbing the bottom 2 bands and looping it up and onto itself. Push it down. And now what you want to do is pull the center peg, all 4 bands, the loops, and we're putting it right onto the first left peg like that. Now taking 2 single rubber bands, and you're going to put your hook through that first peg and pull it up like you're going to create a slip knot, but you're just holding it. Get a hold of it on your fingers and then using your hook, or leave it on your hook, however you want to do it, and take it off the loom. And this is one of the legs, and you'll have to make 3 more for a total of 4. So come back when you're done. And now we need to make the eyes here and the frown of the mouth. So you'll need 2 blacks like this. I'm going to show you how to do 2 of them. I made 1 already and you'll have to make 3. So you'll have to make 2 with 2 blacks like this and then 1 with 2 greens. So to make that, we're taking a single rubber band. This is for the eyes and the frown of the mouth. And we'll do the blacks first, taking 2 single blacks. Take 1 first and then loop it. You can also do this on the hook. Loop it 4 times on your peg. And you can do it on the same peg. It's fine. Push it all the way down. And loop it again. 3, 4. Looping it 4 times. Now you have the 2 parts of the eyes or the frown of the mouth. And again, you'll need to make 2 that has 2 blacks on it. And you're going to reach in that bottom peg, grab the single, and very carefully, we're going to take it off the loom, and you're going to take a hook and just pry it off. Like that. Again, you can do this on the hook if you want. So there are my eyes, or the frown of my mouth, with the 2 black single bands, and you can split them out later. So you'll need 2 of these, and then you'll need 1 with the same color for in between. So taking a single rubber band, the color of your body, and then using the color of your body, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops. Do that 1 more time. Same thing. looping it total of 4 times. Now go in once again, grab the bottom single, and very carefully, you can do it like this way, it's very tight. Take your hook and take it all off your peg and put it aside to add to our face later. So once again, you need 3 sets, 2 with 2 blacks and 1 with 2 greens on it. Let's work on the body, taking 2 single rubber bands for our head, coming down the first and the second peg in the center, 2 more single rubber bands coming diagonally, and repeat on the other side. And we're using 2 rubber bands for the whole body, taking 2, coming down 3 times on both sides. Now let's close it off to the chin peg, so diagonally from the 4th peg to the center 5th, and repeat on the other side. And we want to push this chin peg all the way down so it doesn't overlap. Let's close up the face. Coming down all green like the body, down to the chin peg. Again, we want to push it down, make sure it doesn't overlap. Taking 2 single rubber bands for the body, coming diagonally for both sides, and we'll come down 6 times. And you can make it shorter or longer if you want with 2 single rubber bands. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, repeat on the other side, now come down the center with 2 single rubber bands, and we'll come down 6 times also. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now taking our legs, and there should be 4 of them, and you're going to put your hook through the loops. There should be 2 rubber bands on either side, and you're going to hook it from the center peg to the left side, or the right side, whichever one you want to do first. So 1 loop goes on this side peg, and the other loop goes to the center peg, connecting your legs together. Now let's do the other leg. Put your hook through the loops. There should be 2 rubber bands. Hold your hand on the other loops, and we'll attach it on the other side. So this time we're connecting it to the bottommost right peg. Put your hook through the 2 loops on the other side and connecting it to the center peg, and push it down. So that's your second leg. You have 1, 2. You have 2 more. We're repeating the same process, sticking your hook through the loops and putting it from the center and connecting the other side to the side peg. Very carefully. So your front foot's on now on the same 2 pegs. And lastly, repeat for the last leg. Same thing. Now we should have 2 on each side. So 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Looping it on the leftmost peg and the rightmost peg to the center. Like that, so the legs are stacked on top of each other. The bottom peg in the center, like that. Let's put some holding rubber bands, taking 2 single rubber bands, creating triangles on the chest area, and just come down his body with 2 single rubber bands. All the way down near his legs, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 total rubber bands for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holding rubber bands on the body. Now for the face, we're taking the ones we have the looped bands on there, the black ones. This will be the eyes. We're hooking it from the second peg to the second peg. And split your eyes out. Let's do this is in between to separate the eyes and the frown of the face. We're connecting it on the third peg to the third peg. Split it out, and we're going to loop it up over the third peg in the center. So there's the color in the face. Now the frown of the mouth with the 2, we're connecting it on the same peg, the third peg to the third peg. And split them out. And let's loop up. Go under on the left side, on the right side, all the way under, grab the bottom 2 bands and loop up and onto itself. You should see a teardrop forming, catching all your rubber bands. And we are just going to loop up his body all the way to the chin peg. So loop up the sides, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, looping it up onto itself, creating teardrops. And here in the shoulder peg, grab it and loop it to the chin peg. Repeat on the other side, reach in, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, and loop up and onto itself. Again, we are ending up on the chin peg, like that. Push it down. Let's do the center of the body, reach all the way under. Make sure you only grab the bottom 2 bands. If you can't see it, use your finger to help. And pulling it up, you should see the nice teardrop. You shouldn't see anything else. And just continue up the center of his body, all the way up to the chin peg. So everything's looped. Check to make sure you have teardrops up and down. Now you want to do the face. Go in, pull all the rubber bands you looped up, grab the top 2 single. It should go up to the chin peg or this 4th peg, and loop it up. You should see the teardrop. And now reach back in, grab the next top 2. Mine's going to the right. Reach back in, grab the bottom 2. Mine went to the left. And release any tension. You should see the nice teardrops in your face. Taking a single black, we're going to loop it 3 times to create 4 loops on your hook. And we are adding the frowny face for our creeper. Pull all the rubber bands off your that peg, and very carefully transferring the looped black bands onto it, like that. And then let's go ahead and put it all back on that same peg. Repeat on the other side, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops on your hook. Pull the other side off your loom and very carefully transferring the black bands onto your rubber band, and that's what it should look like. And now let's loop up the sides all the way up to the top peg. Loop up and onto itself, creating teardrops. Finish the other side, always grabbing the bottom 2 bands. And now let's do the center. We're going to loop up and onto itself. And here we're doing the same thing. We're taking a single and looping it 3 times to create 4 loops, like that. Now we're taking the bands off of the loom. So you're taking it off of the 3rd peg. There should be 4 of them. That completely off, and once again we are transferring the black bands onto the rubber bands we just took off and loop it right back onto that 3rd peg, and that's the nose. And continue looping up. Make sure you split your eyes out. And loop up onto the 2nd peg, and lastly, the last 2. Take our slipknot rubber band, put it through the top peg, and tie it off. And let's take our creeper off the loom. Here's our creeper, and you want to try to position his legs so it's arch-like, and you can pull the outside rubber band to make it curve, or you don't have to, he can stand straight, but I like my legs a little bit curved at an angle. Again, he should be able to stand on all 4s for you. Fix his eyes and pull his head so it's square. And there's his mouth, and his nose should be in the right position. And you can tuck in the charm string if you want. So there's your creeper. I hope you like him. Thanks for watching.